Imagine this. Someone tells you that you snore while you sleep. You're confused as you didn't know this, and so far no one has told you something about it. So, you decide to download a sleep recorder, an app which records sounds while you're asleep, such as sleep talking and snoring. The next day, you wake up with a notification from this app. It seems it catches you snoring at night. You play the recording and put your phone close to your ear to listen. You can hear your snoring sounds very clearly, but among these sounds, you can also distinguish strange whispering near you. This has been the case of a lot of users online who have reported that they use these apps to track their sleep habits, and to their surprise, found these unsettling sounds. But there's also other users who do this intentionally to catch EVPs. For those who do not know, EVP stands for Electronic Voice Phenomena, which is when voices believed to be produced by paranormal entities are found on audio. But is that always the case? Is it something paranormal or something that can be easily explained? Well, turn off the lights, turn up the volume, and get ready to come up with your theories, because in this video, I'll show you 8 eerie EVPs recorded on sleep apps. User Coughing to the Coffin explains that she uses Sleep Cycle to monitor her sleep, and she's done this for 3 years. Nothing out of the ordinary has happened. That is, until this audio was recorded. I'm single. Nobody else was in the flat with me. She explains that the app has picked up talking and birds on the outside before. But this time, it's different, as the voice picked up seems to be near her. OP writes, "To me it sounds like it's saying you 3 times. While browsing the comments, it seems some people hear the word help, which I think makes more sense, because the voice gets louder and more desperate. Let's listen to it. Some users suggest it was just her, sleep talking, but she says, "I know it's not me. It has picked up me mumbling and talking, but I've never heard anything like this. I can't recreate that tone at all." Do you have kids? If you don't, how would you react if one night, while laying in bed, out of nowhere you hear a child talking? Well, that's what user ProperBit 1012 experienced. OP says the male voice is his, as he often talks and mumbles in his sleep, but he doesn't have any children. There's also a lot of comments suggesting that it might be a flatulence, but I don't think that's the case. This sounds like something else completely. So, with that in mind, what is the child saying? Either way, it's something that, if you were in that position, will for sure leave you thinking. Concentrate 55 made a post after finding a weird voice recorded on their sleep app. The user mentions they live in a land which has been part of their family since the 1850s. Let's listen to the audio. The voice that you hear was not produced by OP. Reddit users think the voice says, "George, where are you from?" But OP doesn't know anyone named George. If that's the case, this might be a residual, which is a replay of a past event. Is this paranormal or not? What do you think? This next audio is very interesting. The following user posted on Reddit, "Sleep app recorded sentence. Can you help decipher it?" OP lives in an apartment with her partner and her 2 cats. She explains the following audio she recorded contains a voice which sounds similar to her partner, but at the same time, it sounds as if he was possessed. Turn up the volume. Apparently, OP showed the audio to her partner, and he was creeped out and not convinced that it was him. Regardless, what does the voice say? The partner only speaks English, but this doesn't sound English at all. The comments mention that it sounds like Latin. Do you agree with that? One thing is for sure. This voice creeps me out, and the fact that it sounds like Saw's jigsaw doesn't make it any better for me. I'm gonna read to you a post made 2 years ago by user Sunshine Pelican. I haven't posted here in a very long time, but this calls for a post. I use the app Sleep Cycle every night to track my sleep. If you're familiar with the app, you know that it records every sound that occurs during sleep, like snoring and sleep talking. The app also automatically labels each sound and is pretty accurate each time. This morning, I woke up to about 6 recordings, and most of them were of myself just breathing a little bit heavier. However, there was one recording that was just labeled talking, which I'd never seen before. I listened to it and was immediately horrified. OP assures they don't have a TV in the room, and the only thing that might make noise is the AC unit. As we can hear, it sounds like several whispers were picked up during the recording. Similar to when someone is about to speak at an event and everyone else tries to be quiet, but you can still hear several whispers around the room during the silent moments. It's odd to say the least. While there's the possibility of this being a product of sleep talking, OP claims that it sounds nothing like me, even when I try. The next post is well known. Nevertheless, it's still very interesting. Red One's Blue 80 had been using the app Sleep as Android for more than 2 months. One day, she was going through her recordings, listening to them and then erasing them. But she started to listen to one audio in particular, one unsettling and unexplained audio.
What are you doing? Okay. That's right.
OP explains that the night this was recorded, her 3-year-old was sleeping with her due to him being afraid of the dark, and at the moment, it was just the 2 of them alone in the whole house. The thing that disturbs her is the sound of the clicks, which can be heard throughout the whole audio. The first voice, which seems to say, "What are you doing?" belongs to OP. Then, this is followed by another voice, which replies, "Nothing." Though some people suggest it might say, "Be still." Later, the voice says, "It's them," and the audio stops.
What are you doing? Okay.
OP says she couldn't emulate the other voice, and obviously it couldn't be her 3-year-old son. After that, no voices were present at the recordings anymore, but the clicking was still present. The noise became so unbearable to the point that it woke her up at times. She tried to find the source of it, and at first she thought it came from her fan. But as she got closer, she noticed that the fan wasn't producing this sound. And not only that, but every time she got closer to it, the noise would just fade away. This kept happening until one night, after being woken up by that sound, she asked whoever was there to leave OP and her son alone because they were scared. Luckily, it stopped. Reddit users kept asking OP for another update. She said that while she still used the app to check her sleeping stats, she actually stopped listening to the audios altogether. Other than that, everything seemed okay. Months later, she updated once again just to let everybody know that she moved out, and there was no need for updates anymore. Reddit user Came On Lee made a post. "What is this sound my sleep talking app picked up last night? It's definitely not me." Well, it certainly sounds creepy. That guttural sound doesn't sound human at all. The voice, if we can call it that, sounds as if it were saying, "Don't like her." If that's the case, is the voice referring to OP? Let's listen to it one more time. For the final audio, I want to try something different. Let's listen to this audio first.
Yeah.
This audio was posted by this Reddit user. Do you have any ideas what the first voice says? Please let me know in the comments. Now, the last voice, which says, "yeah," belongs to OP. But the first voice, well, we are sure that it doesn't belong to her. This is a hard one. It's very hard to try to decipher what the voice is saying, but a lot of comments have one thing in common. The last word is usually interpreted as "rias," which means guilty in Latin. Some think it says "adus rias," which translates to "you are guilty." Another comment says it might be "actus rias," guilty act. And there's also "alto rias," deep guilt. Some users claim this might be an ancient demon. Whatever it may be, it's very eerie, and definitely something you don't want to listen to, especially if you were just trying to check if you had a good sleep last night.
Yeah.
That's it, we've reached the end. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Take care. I'll see you soon.